A young soldier stands in the middle of a battlefield. Eyes rolled white, body moving like a machine possessed. He's not fighting anymore. He is the weapon. And on his forehead, there's a horn, growing darker by the second. And here's the terrifying part. Every punch he throws is killing him. Yang Luchan didn't ask to be special. He was born that way, and it cost him everything. From the moment he entered the world with a strange, fleshy horn protruding from his forehead, the other children called him the freak and made his childhood a living nightmare of mockery and isolation. But when someone touches that horn, something terrifying awakens inside him. His eyes go white, his body moves with inhuman precision, and he becomes an unstoppable martial arts force. His desperate mother, watching her strange son be rejected by the world, pushes him hard into training. And so Yang grows up fighting, not because he loves it, but because it's the only language the world has ever spoken to him. He becomes a soldier, a weapon, a tool for others. He knows nothing of peace, nothing of purpose. But somewhere deep inside that bruised, battle-scarred chest, something is searching for more. Master Dong, the battlefield physician who has watched Yang fight like a demon-possessed soldier, pulls him aside after a particularly brutal skirmish. He examines the horn on Yang's forehead. The horn, he explains, is getting darker, and when it turns completely black, Yang Luchan will die. Every strike he lands, every battle he survives, accelerates his own destruction. The very thing that makes Yang extraordinary is consuming him from the inside out. There is only one cure. He must stop fighting and learn Tai Chi, the ancient, internal art of flowing energy practiced only in the legendary Chen Village. But the villagers are sworn never to teach outsiders their secrets. Yang doesn't care. He's not going there for enlightenment. He's going there because it's the only alternative to death. He sets off immediately, desperate, reckless, and completely unprepared for what awaits him. Chen Village is nothing like Yang expected. It's a bustling traditional community where Tai Chi isn't just a martial art. It is woven into every fabric of daily life. The moment Yang Luchan stumbles through the village gates, dusty and desperate, declaring he wants to learn Chen-style Tai Chi, the entire village turns cold. The rule is ancient and absolute. Outsiders are never taught. But Yang isn't leaving. He plants himself in the village square with the stubborn energy of a man who has nothing to lose, because he literally doesn't. The Chen villagers, unable to legally teach Yang but deeply unwilling to simply let him stay, decide to beat him into leaving. And so begins a relentless parade of challengers. Strong men line up and send him flying. Women with effortless grace knock him flat. Little kids, barely up to his waist, use perfectly executed Tai Chi to flip and toss Yang across the dirt while he crashes around like a broken cart. But here's what the villagers haven't noticed yet. Yang is learning. A clever laborer whispers the secret. Watch the movements as they beat you. Let your body absorb the technique even as they knock you down. Yang begins to do exactly that, studying each strike from the ground up, literally. Every beating is secretly a lesson, and the horn on his forehead grows just a little bit darker. Among Yang's tormentors, Chen Yunyang. She is the daughter of the village's greatest grandmaster, Chen Chongxing, who is currently in deep meditation retreat. Yunyang is exquisitely skilled, deeply proud of her heritage, and thoroughly disgusted by this presumptuous outsider. She takes it upon herself to personally drive Yang away, challenging him again and again with breathtaking precision and controlled power. But what she is also carrying, though she doesn't show it, is heartbreak. Her fiancé, a man she loved, has recently left Chen Village, deeply wounded after his proposal to modernize the community was rejected. Meanwhile, Yang doesn't even realize she could be the very person who changes his fate. Someone is watching Chen Village from a distance. Fang Jing grew up in this village. He knows every tradition, every secret. But he was never fully accepted. Though born in Chen Village, he was always treated as an outsider because of his different thinking. Desperate to prove himself worthy, he traveled to Europe and became an engineer. He returned with a proposal. Allow a railroad to run through the village. Modernize. Grow. Embrace progress. The elders didn't just reject his idea. They rejected him. And Niang, his fiancée, couldn't bridge that gap. The engagement ended. Jing left, hollow and humiliated. He returned back to the governor and formed an alliance with a Western railroad company, represented by a woman named Claire. He tells himself this is about progress, about proving the village wrong. But the truth is far darker and far more personal. And what he's bringing back with him will shake Chen Village to its foundation. Nothing prepares Chen Village for what rolls through the hillside fog. Troy, a thundering iron giant that announces itself with engine screams and hissing steam. It dwarfs everything in the village. Fang Jing returns to Chen Village not as a broken former resident but as a representative of Western industrial power, suited and backed by the authority of a foreign company. Standing before the village elders once more, he delivers the proposal with cold formality. Allow the railroad to pass through or face the consequences. British soldiers in formation flank it. Claire Heathrow directs operations with clinical efficiency. Fang Jing stands to the side, watching the village of his birth tremble. And for a moment something complicated crosses his face. But it doesn't stop him. The villagers, masters of one of China's most sophisticated martial arts, stare at this machine with wide-eyed disbelief. Their techniques were perfected against human opponents, against blades and fists and feet. Against Troy, every fighter in Chen Village suddenly feels very small. Yang Luchan, the outsider they've spent weeks beating and humiliating, watches the machine approach, and something shifts behind his eyes. His horn gets darker. He doesn't step back. With Troy bearing down on Chen Village and brute force clearly not enough, Yang and the mysterious laborer who has been secretly guiding his training huddle together with a plan, dangerous and insane. Yang disguises himself as one of the local construction workers and slips inside the enemy camp. Heart pounding, eyes sharp. He moves through the chaos of steam and machinery, memorizing every pipe, every lever, every mechanical detail of Troy's inner workings. He sketches a detailed drawing of the engine and smuggles it back out to the laborer, who begins studying it obsessively. Meanwhile, Niang is running her own parallel operation, and what she discovers inside that tent destroys something in her. She overhears Fang Jing confessing to Claire that she is the woman he loves. She watches them kiss. She stands there heartbroken. And then, with the ice-cold precision of a woman who has decided that grief is a weapon, she steals Troy's guidebook manual right from under his noses and slips away. She takes it to a translator who can read English, and together they extract every critical detail about the machine's weak points. Meanwhile, the laborer has been studying Yang's sketch all night, and he's found it, hid it, and the whole machine destroys itself from within. Yang volunteers immediately. He slips into the belly of Troy, he sees Niang inside Troy. They move together because they have the same goal to achieve. Two people who began this story as enemies, now moving in perfect silent synchrony through iron corridors thick with steam. They inch closer to the button. They're almost there. But what they don't know is that one of Jing's guards has already spotted something suspicious. An alert is being raised. And Fang Jing is already running. Jing bursts in, screaming at Niang to stop, but Niang looks him dead in the eye, and slams the button. Troy tears itself apart from the inside, gears grinding, iron panels splitting as the mechanical colossus convulses in catastrophic self-destruction. In the chaos, Claire is struck by the explosion and killed. The woman who financed this invasion, who stood behind Jing's ambition and received his love, dies in the wreckage of the machine she commissioned. The village erupts in celebration. Yang deflects every cheer, pointing to the laborer as the true architect of the plan. The laborer was the grandmaster all along, disguised, watching everything. He reveals the painful truth. He used Yang as a calculated instrument to destroy Troy, deliberately keeping his villagers out of it to protect them. But his own daughter Niang defied that plan and entered the machine herself. And now, he says grimly, danger is coming. The village mobilizes immediately. Traps laid, ground smoked, every fighter readied. Fang Jing arrives with his army, burning for revenge, and a savage battle erupts. The Grandmaster, Yang and Niang fight alongside each other protecting the village. In the midst of the chaos, a shot rings out, aimed directly at Yuan. Yang throws himself in front of it, taking the bullet in his back. He collapses. The army retreats, shattered by their losses. But Yang lies unconscious, and the elders convene with cold tradition. He learned Chun techniques without permission. The punishment is death. Yuan looks at the man who took a bullet meant for her, who fought and bled for people who were never his family, and makes her decision. She will marry him. If Yang takes the Chen name, he is family. Family cannot be executed. On the morning of their wedding, the village finally breathes. Then two mysterious figures appear at the village gate. Their purpose for coming to the village is unknown. It has only just begun.